guys, Marmalade here. How's everybody doing? Thanks for joining me for another Q&A. And this is actually Q&A number 36, which is 9 months. 9 big months doing this. It's flown by for me. I don't know about you, but hopefully we've learned some things together and just love doing these and getting the questions. So bring them on at the end. I'll ask you again for more questions, but let's get on with Q&A number 36. All right, our first question is from Andrew Sherman. Andrew asked me, I noticed that you're always wearing a baseball cap. Have you ever worn a sun hat while hiking? I'm asking because if I did that, I'm sure my ears would be fried. Are you using sunblock when hiking with a baseball cap? So I am naturally olive skinned, so you've noticed I will get tan, but I tend to use the sunblock quite a bit, but there's times when I forget. As you guys know, I always wear a baseball hat. I mean, even when my hair is cut and short, I just do it to cover my head, but it's just something that can kind of give my face a break. But no, part of it is I've never found a wide brim hat that I like the way it looks on me, so it's kind of a vanity thing. I should wear one. Maybe as I get older, I'll wear one. If I find one, if you guys know of any really good ones, I don't want them gigantic, huge brimmed, but I want one that will cover my neck. I don't like where you attach the cloth going down, hanging. It just hits my neck weird. But I wouldn't mind a floppy kind of hat that I want it to be very light, thin material, and breathable. So if you guys know of any, let me know. But right now, I mean, I was just looking at some the other day online, but you know, they look okay. Even in the store, they look okay. I put one on and it looks weird on me. So maybe it's I'm not used to seeing it, but yeah, so baseball hat's my thing right now. And I just use sunscreen when I remember, which is most of the time, but not always. All right, our next question is from Dave E. How did you do toenail care while on the trail? He's talking about my PCT through hike attempt. Did you carry clippers and a file? How often did you have to work on them? Did you maintain in camp, or could you get by with just doing it in the towns? In effect, in places where you got to shower and clean up. Did you wash your feet every day? Did all your nails make it to where you had to leave the trail? So wow, that's about a 5-part question, Dave. Thanks for the question for sure. All my toenails made it, so they did make it. I have lost 2 big toenails, but they were earlier years and when I had the wrong shoes, and so they were too small and kept hitting the front of my toe to the point where my toenail is bruised, and once it's black and blue, you generally always lose the toenail. So I have lost a couple big toenails, but that's it, but not on my through hike attempt. And to answer your question, I only brought clippers. I bought a very small pair of toenail clippers. I didn't bring a file or any of that stuff. I'm on the trail, dude. I don't manicure myself, but but for the most part, I did it in towns when I had a zero, and I took a shower and make sure my feet were clean and trim all my nails. I think a couple times I did it on trail, but only when I really needed to. My shoes are always, I wear a size 12, but I buy 13s because I was wearing Injinji toe liner socks and Darn Toughs, and it took up a little more room. Plus your feet swell as you hike longer and your feet flatten out a little bit. So, you know, I had an extra size in there. So my toes never really hit the end or anything, so I didn't have any problem losing toenails. And the last part of your question was, did I keep them clean or wash them? So what I did was, I generally had a couple different bandanas, and I had one that's older. It's orange, of course, but it's older. I've had it for a few years, and it's kind of faded now that I've been through hiking with it. But it's kind of more of a ratty one. So like when we get to water sources during the day, or hopefully, I would say only half the time did you ever get to camp and you had a wet camp. Normally we camp dry, which means no water. But if I had water around the camp, I would go get my older bandana and just sit by the river and just scrub my legs. Just try to get a percentage of the filth off my feet and my lower legs and my arms and my face. Just kind of knocking off some of the dust. So if you watch my videos, I feel like I look cleaner out there than a lot of people. A lot of people just let themselves go and didn't care. So yeah, I did clean my feet and my legs and other things, but my feet and my legs as much as I could during just about every day, but not every day. All right, our next question is from Sarah R. Does your clothing choices change depending on the sections of the PCT you're on, or stay the same? How about a certain time of year? So that is an interesting question, because I think we're all different, right? I run warm, so I'm lucky because some people have to bring more clothes or more heavy warm clothes to counter them being cold all the time. I run hot. It's not that I don't get cold, but it's just harder for me to get cold. So basically, I carry a synthetic short sleeve shirt like this. Is what I hike in generally, just whatever, my synthetic shirt. I now have that orange, I'll see if I have a picture of it, but Outdoor Research Echo hoodie. Very super light, thin, weighs almost nothing. Has SPF protection from the sun. He has a hood on it, so if I want in the mornings, if it's cold, then I just take the edge off. I put that on over my synthetic shirt. I'm good with that. And then I have my fairly new Enlighten Equipment Torrid Apex jacket. It's a synthetic jacket that's half the weight of my old down puffy, and super warm. I've loved it so far, and I customized the colors. It's orange on the inside and black on the outside. And lastly, it could change. Right now I have a much lighter, more compact rain jacket, and it's the Frog Togs ultralight one. I'll put a picture here if I have it with me wearing it. And my rain jacket was very big, very heavy, and one of the things I learned in Washington was eventually it soaks through no matter what. So might as well carry a lightweight one. Frog Togs is synthetic, so it should shed the water pretty well. So that's what I'm going with right now, but I have my eye out on some other things, but I'm not sure if I want to spend the money on it. So for me, if I had gone through and made it through the whole trail going north, like last year we had snow and I had to flip and do all this stuff, but if I had just gone through the whole thing, I may have brought another base layer or maybe even some thin leggings to wear, like tights just in the Sierras, because I wear shorts when I hike, but I may not have. Depends on the weather and things like that, but I will say I did have, you know, when you go into the Sierras, you have your micro spikes and your ice axe and your bear canister. But I also bought, because of the snow levels last year, I bought some gaiters that went from, they're waterproof gaiters from like my knee all the way to my ankle. So that was going to be like what I trudged through the snow with. So that would have been another layer that I brought, but not regular clothing. But no, for the most part, unless you get running really late, I watched some people through hikes last year that finished in the snow in Washington up at the Canadian border, and they needed like hardcore winter wear. So I would have done that. But no, my original plan was I have the synthetic shirt, my light hoodie, my synthetic puffy, and my rain jacket, and that seems to be enough. You layer it like that, you should be able to handle any temperatures that are out there within reason. All right, our last question is from Steve Simpson. Besides the PCT, what are some other trails you're interested in doing? So yeah, I mean, it's hard because I consider myself a fairly new backpacker, although I'm doing it constantly. If you see, I'm either day hiking or right now I'm not backpacking, but normally I'm out there every single week backpacking, even if it's just a quick overnight. So I'm a pretty rabid backpacker, but my focus was solely for the longest time on the PCT, and still is. Hopefully I can get on there and do all or some of it this year. But yeah, I mean, my goal now is to get the rest of this done so I can say I've done the PCT and try to go for the Triple Crown. And I don't know if I do the AT or the CDT next, or what's first or last. I have no clue. I haven't even thought about it. The AT for me, and I could be completely wrong, and it seems the least interesting to me. I love the way the PCT is and what you see on the trail. I think the CDT is very similar. It's longer and more rural or remote, things like that. And there's quite a bit more like road walking and stuff, but it's wild nature, and that's what I love, and I love views. And I feel like the AT is going to have its own kind of beauty, but it's also, you got the green tunnel, and it's just different. It's like straight up and straight down, and just kind of more of the hiking I don't necessarily like, but I could be totally misspeaking here. I could get on the trail and love it, so who knows. But yeah, the Triple Crown would be my next goal, so it'd be some of those. But I'm now looking at, and possibly even one this year, like things like the Arizona Trail. I've got bugs here, sorry. Arizona Trail, the Colorado Trail. I have an outside chance to do the Long Trail this year, and I'll tell you about that in Vermont. It's our very first long trail in 1910 in Vermont. So those are some that interest me right now. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been so focused on PCT, I haven't worried about the other stuff. As I hear about trails and have fellow hikers tell me about trails and different things, I'm open to whatever. But really, these long through hikes are really difficult. They're not ideal. I mean, the ones that are, Arizona trails like 800 miles, that's like 2 months, maybe 6 weeks on the trail. That's perfect. You get out there, you get the taste of it. And some of these other trails that take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks are perfect. So you get out there, you get to do it and get dirty and get a lot of miles in, but yet you're not out there for half a year, and you don't suffer, job wise or home wise. You just go out there, do it, and then get back. So some of those do really interest me. So yeah, I would say that's my answer. All right, guys, that about does it for this week, week number 36. Hope you enjoyed that. It was quick and sweet. Appreciate those questions. So bring them on. I'm getting a little low on the questions, so bring some more questions. Anything you want to know. Also, I'd love some ideas for videos. I've got 3 more videos that I think I'm going to work on, at least 2, but maybe 3 for gear and food and things like that. So I have some ideas, but I need some other ideas. So bring it on, and And also don't forget to look at the links below for my, if you'd like to support my channel, for my Patreon page and also my merchandise site. If you'd like to support me in any way, it's greatly appreciated. I've got 2 more new ones again. I think I'm up to 12 people, so I deeply appreciate you guys. And remember, at the end of every Q&A, I put your name at the end, so look for your name. And if you'd like to join the team, bring it on. That'll help me get on trail and get the gear I need. So anyway, until next time, see you down the trail.